Hey, welcome to the Tolleson Mack podcast. We're here with Clayton Hass, right?
Yes, sir.
I say that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you're a big son of a bitch.
You ain't gonna don't fuck that up.
We've definitely went into the big men of the sport. How you doing, man? How's Vegas treating you?
Man, it's been good so far. Just ready to get the ball rolling tonight, and hopefully you guys get to winning early and keep it going.
Yeah. You were in Phoenix, right? You did some hazing?
Yeah, but I went out and hazed for Dakota Elder there in Phoenix. He ended up being the champ. It was a good week for us.
Yeah. How'd you like the Hondo rodeo?
Man, actually, it was awesome. It was a great performance, and hospitality was great. I mean, rodeo needs a lot more stuff like that, and
Like big open rope.
Yeah.
Big open rodeos.
big open rodeos. And I mean, there's a bunch of people there. I don't mean
Shit.
how many was there that night, but
Yeah.
there ain't many times we get to compete in front of that many people.
What was cool is we got to go underneath the stadium right there in the dugout and go eat. That was some of the nicest food. That was amazing, all the food down there.
Oh yeah, the food was awesome.
Where did they have it at down there?
Underneath this, in the bar,
Like
underneath
in the
behind
dugout.
Yeah, the dugout.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I was out of town. I didn't get to go on that trip, or maybe I just didn't get invited. No. So, what do you got going on here? Tell us the plan. What you're doing today?
Man, I was here. I come in and get the hat cleaned up, and then come see y'all guys. Got up this morning, fed horses, went back out after breakfast and exercised, and kind of knocked the edge off of them. And after we get done here, we'll go back and bathe them and get ready for tonight. I got a haze for Will Loomis and Dakota Eldridge, and so I got two good guys. I can do my job good. Them guys, they're going to win.
So how does a hazing work? Is that just my buddy's going to come over here and haze for me, or do you get part of the pot if they win, or how does that work?
Yeah, so in the hazing, I get 12.5% of what they win. And if they ride my Bulldogging horse as well, then I'll get another 12.5%, a total of 25%.
Oh, okay.
They get to ride your horse out here, some of them?
No, mine got crippled. He's been here since 2018. He's been out here every year. But he got crippled at Ogden this year, and just now getting him back. So
From 18 to 23?
yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
He won a horse of the year title too, didn't he?
Not the one I got now, the one I had before him.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
won it twice, and then this one here's been runner-up 4 times.
What, like, if you come out here and you have your horse and multiple guys want to ride him, is there a limit? Like, you let 4 guys, or is there ever a limit on that?
Yeah, I mean, normal rodeos, I mean, we'll have 3 or 4 of us riding
Yeah.
a horse. It's not big. Here, with the way it is, I ain't never put on more than 2, sometimes 3. I had 3 on a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's a lot to ask out of a horse. I mean,
Yeah.
for this kind of setup, for them to blast as hard as you all want them to go, and then, I mean, the back end comes up mighty quick, and them horses are still running all the way to the buck and shoots.
Yeah, the hardest thing here is you want good riders because, like Caesar said, it's 160 foot long, and in the bulldogging, we got to pass them. And it's the first time one of them guys missed a barrier and they bounce your bulldogging horse off the buck and shoots, them horses start seeing them coming up fast.
And then they start anticipating it. And they
Yeah.
start leaving wrong. And
Well, they get participating and they get to running down there and they start making a circle now. I mean, you'll see it. I promise you this year that guys, if they miss a barrier, the further down the arena they get, them horses start widening because they're used to making the turn. There's a lot of hazers that Sean Mulligan's hazed out here, I don't know how many times, and his theory was he always finished to the right and try to get his horse to chase him because they always get him to finish
I
that
see
direction.
that,
Yep, that's smart. It's an art to hazing, and it so like the Hazen horse that you got. Let's talk about him a little bit because it requires a pretty good Hazen horse to be able to compete or kind of keep up with the good bulldogging horses.
No, yeah, for sure. The horse I bought him as a 2-year-old from Copper Springs Ranch. We call him Lucky. His registered name's He's a Lucky Charm. He's a Frenchman guy horse, but man, he's pretty awesome. He can get it. He can fly.
Yeah,
And I guess he got a little barrel bloodline in him, so
he stands like a rock. Probably
stands good, and he's pretty dang sharp, and he can choke. He can choke some steers. Like,
yeah.
you get him off their crest, but he's strong. But here, Hazen sucks.
I
You know
know.
what I
now, why don't we touch on that? That's what I was gonna say.
Let's
Like,
talk about that.
talk about what is the hazer's job for the people that are listening? That
Shit, for me, I don't know.
What's the hazer's?
I mean, honestly, try to stay in 4th and don't get into 5th or 6th because they start so fast here. So you're thinking these guys are, most of the time, they're moving when they're nodding. Well, we're watching them nod. And so my guys, they kind of have tails. Like I've just hazed enough for them. I kind of know when it's coming. You get kind of, you watch Matt Reeves. I mean, he's one of the best out here, and when he thinks they're nodding, that someone's gone. Like, and if you got them dead straight here, you done a good job. And most time they're going to be a half step to the right, and you're just getting there at the end. You're just making a picture.
So as the hazer, these guys,
if they hit the barrier,
these guys bring their own hazers, right? We talked about that.
Yep.
Is that how it works?
Yes, sir.
You know, so if you make the finals, you get to pick who hazes for you.
Yep.
Do you guys fall under all of the same rule set as, say, like the Bulldoggers, team ropers, calf ropers, everybody else?
Yeah.
Like as
pretty
far
much.
As shirts, fines.
Oh yeah, we got to.
You know what I mean?
We had to have all our sponsor stuff tied in, like the 15th of November.
Yeah.
All our horse paperwork's got to be tied in, just the same. You got to sign a contract. You're not even supposed to go rope it. Like at me, I'm not even competing, but I can't. Still don't want me going over the rope at the World Series.
Yeah, that's
Point.
what I was gonna get to. Like, could you go rope?
I was gonna try to slip over this year and then end up falling through, but it was the short round wasn't gonna be over the top. I could make it from the short round to the perf easy, with the perf starting out at 5:45. Some of them you ain't gonna make it.
And the other reason I ask that is a lot of times in the bulldogging, you know, it's in the later rounds you see this, and that's probably just because the horses are anticipating it or the guy's anticipating or whatever. But they move around a lot, and it's hard to sometimes get them set. So the hazer's got to ride up and ride back, and you know, move around a bunch just to kind of get the situation set. And we were just hearing earlier that if like the header takes longer than 30 seconds, he gets a fine.
Yeah, it's 45 seconds, and
You guys?
yeah, I think it's all of us. I think it's
Maybe it
45
is, yeah.
seconds, and then every 30 seconds after that, it doubles.
Oh, that might have been one.
And then when it gets at 2 minutes, they turn the cow out. And so, in even the hazer, so Will would actually get fined if my horse, like say my horse, I wanted to walk him up and he took off out of the box. If I break the plane in the box, $250.
Yeah, that's what I
and
was
the time and the time because he keeps rolling.
Yeah. So you guys, I mean, you fall under the same
whole
deal.
That's
why it's kind of tough for you.
And it's hard because
yeah.
I mean, you're asking these horses for their life. Yeah, they're going to get antsy because in a way they're going to start dreading it.
And like I was saying,
job,
usually in the later round,
it's the intensity in that arena with all them people and their electricity. And them horses feel it.
You can barely hear the gates crack. You can hear them, but like it's not like it's just regular. Like it's muffled in there.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. So yeah, that's just wild to me that you guys have to follow. Which I mean, I guess if I was the producer of the rodeo and I wanted to get the guys back in the casino, I could understand making that. But you're falling under the same rules as that guy that's going to win 30,000, and you're not getting a top hazer of the finals paycheck.
No.
You
They don't even know I'm there unless I mess up.
Right.
I mean, that's how it is. Them guys are bulldogging good. They're kicking butt. And then first time a steer steps off.
That's your fault.
And the guy has hail. They're like, oh, Joe B be over going, oh, Clayton was a little behind right there. I'm like, hey.
Yeah, hey, Joe B.
Hey, he could have rode his horse a little better.
Yeah, he the good thing about Joe over there, he's known enough about the game that he can call out any kind of mistake, and he's going to let you know. Like it's tough on friendships, I guess, sometimes when he's kind of a couple times I've missed one over here, and he's just, man, you did this or that. You need to say ride your horse better, you know, kind of a deal. And then it's just kind of humbling, but it in the same hand, like you have just as much pressure on the world title as the guy competing.
Yep.
Like that's something. Yeah. That's something to like, man.
That's so tough. I mean, team roping, it's heading and heeling we got to catch. But in bulldogging, man, you have just as much responsibility as the healer.
Yeah, because he sets the run up. He's really going to kind of set the steer up.
Yeah, it's hard.
12%.
One year I had
12%.
I had 3 hazes out here a couple years ago, and my good horse got hurt, and I borrowed a good horse from Casey Jones, a little mare, a little bay mare. She's probably only 14.2, little kind of like a little go-kart. You can get her around. Well, I was hazing for my horse for 2 guys, and then for Ty Erickson, that black horse is one horse of the year. He's a hell of a horse. Like, he can haul ass, but he's big, and he shows a lot of presence. It didn't matter how good a start I got. I couldn't help him. Like, because his horse was showing dang near twice the size of mine, and he's showing so much It was almost like he was hazing on me, and it was just like,
Yeah.
and about round 3, I fired myself.
And let yourself go.
Well, I just told him, I said, hey, I said, you're like my brother. You got a family to feed. I'm doing the best I can, but if you can get somebody else, get them, because I want you to win. And so
That's got to be big respect right there, right?
The Bulldoggers are cool like that. They all kind of got a.
They do kind of seem like a cool.
They're a
group
good
of guys
group
to hang out with.
Yeah, we're pretty tight knit group of guys, and
when you guys all, I mean, anybody that's going to share horses and help each other out that much, I mean, that's a big deal.
Yep. No, it's a brotherhood, and I mean, honestly, we want everybody to win. Just don't want them to beat us. But like, you're still gonna clap for them, and
Yeah.
And the good thing about it, I feel like in the Bulldogging, if there's ever any beef, there ain't no shit talking.
Mm-mm.
It's either
You guys,
they'll go talk, they'll handle it, and then we'll go have a beer.
Yeah.
That's all it usually is.
How does it work with the Bulldogging steers at the finals? Do you guys get to go through them like the team ropers do?
Yeah,
Cow
so
ropers do?
there's 3 sets, 3 different guys. In September, we vote on 5 herds. And then after, like, around October 1st, they cut them down to 3. And then most of them bring, like, 50 steers down. And then they'll cut them down to the 20 to come here. Like, Jeff Miller from Kansas, he had a set. They went to a jackpot. They cut them down to there to, like, 35, and then they cut them. And then Jace Honey he sent 100 head to a jackpot. They cut them down to 30, took them to another guy's house, did it that way. And then there's a set in California, and after the Hondo rodeo there in Phoenix, I sent my horses to California. First, I want to get them at the same time. 2, I want to get them more in a dry atmosphere, because when they come from Texas, there's so much humidity, then you get out here, them horses get dry, get to coughing. So I kind of wanted to get mine acclimated, especially my bay, because this will be his first time here. So
do they get to bulldog them before the NFR, the steers that they're going to
they
use?
not like the team roping. Care ropers get the breakaway.
Right.
Team ropers, they actually get to rope the steers. The bulldog, and they throw them down one time, and then they chase them through one time, and that's it.
Throw them down from the horse?
No, on the ground from the chute.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting that they. Why do you think that is? I guess I feel like somebody's going to ask me if I don't.
Well, I mean, biggest thing is what if they cripple one? I mean, it's not like team roping where they head and heal them and may not even dally on them. But in the bulldogging, okay, they cripple one, a guy takes too much good a start, and then they get him stopping. Now we're going in purse, and the steers are crappy. I mean, there's a reason they got their 15 they picked, and they got 5 extras. Well, you go to cripple them 1 or 2 on her. I mean, there's steers that showed up here, and that was fine 2 weeks ago. They got pink eye. Now they're out of the whole rodeo. Yeah. One steer showed up, had a knot on his neck. He's out. Then you cripple one. Now you're in number 5. You're extra or not having extra.
So 20 total. That's all that's here?
20 total. 20 total per round. There's 3 herds. So 60 head total.
It would just
so it'll go 1, 4, 7, 10, and they'll pick the best that they think's going to stay the evenest. They kind of order them. And so usually it's a medium pin, the good pin, and then the strong pin should be the third one.
What's the steer's pretty good this year as far as is it going to be a fast year? They throwing pretty good?
I think it will, but yeah, I mean, they should. Steers look pretty dang good. The middle pin, I think it's going to be a little different set than we've seen here in a while. I think they're going to be a little more average, and I think, which I don't hate, because like Tony down there on the gate, Tony's been doing it forever, but the start's so damn fast here. His job's hard, because first off, he's everybody's buddy, and he wants everybody to win, so he's trying to get it open. I mean, hell, last year he opened the gate 3 times in the Kev open because the guys were like dropping their hand and like to move their horse up, and he thought they were nodding, let them out. Then they were running extras, and so like this steer, I don't think in the bulldogging the start will be as fast on the second round. It's still going to be gates open, you can go, but it ain't going to be, you need to be moving before the gates open.
It's almost like you need to.
Yeah, just let him do.
Yeah,
I think it's going to make it easier on the Bulldoggers. It's going to make it easier on the Hazer, and it's going to make it easier on him.
Okay.
To just let him.
Yeah, it's almost like a normal start rodeo. I mean, normal rodeos and Bulldogging, it's still fast.
It's real fast, especially if they split the chutes.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going when the gates. I mean, there's sometimes rodeos I literally look at the gates, and when they start opening, I'm trying to read.
Them steers are pushing through some of them steers. They're flowing out of there fast.
So when you're at the house and you're or you're rodeoing throughout the year, how much do you practice jumping live cattle like?
Man, for me, because I'm an old fart, not as much as I used to, but I've learned. Smarty makes some great dummies, and they made a new Bulldogging one, and man, that thing is, I can tune in on that and get ready.
Yeah.
And then if I feel like I'm struggling, I usually practice for a couple of days, and then I'm good to go. But some of these guys, we're getting ready for the final. We were practicing every day.
Yeah.
5 days a week. Let them horses have a couple of days off. 2 days on, day off. 2 days on, day off. Let steers kind of. You go to taking that start and going throwing the heck out of some steers, they get pretty trashy in a hurry.
Right. Yeah, I just wonder that. It's hard. It looks so hard on
your
guys' body. I wonder, like we had Cody in here earlier, and he's like, yeah, I rope 100 steers a day. Well, holy shit. Even roping 100 steers a day, your shoulders got to get sore.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine how it is to jump, I don't know how many you would, 20 head maybe, I don't know.
Well, me, when I was in my prime, I have a different theory, but it's kind of how I was trained. But back when I was young, I run no more than 8 steers a day.
Okay.
On a horse.
That makes sense.
But my theory is if you ever get your body below 90% of full capacity, mentally, strength, your air, then you start cheating. That's where you start picking up bad habits. So I would run 4 steers, and then somebody else there was practicing with me. I'd let them practice, let them run their 4, let the next guy run his 4, and then I would come back and run 4 more 30, 45 minutes later. And I felt that was the best theory for me.
Yeah, because not to do, number 5, you're probably going to be out of breath. And
yeah, just your horses, and just it dang sure makes a difference. And I feel like when you do it that way, you're practicing for a purpose. Mm-hmm. We ain't just running numbers.
Right.
I feel like in the roping, we can run numbers. Mm-hmm. But like in the bulldogging me, it's like there's not a really reason to run.
Speaking of that roping, you do some of that too.
Mm-hmm. I do a little bit.
I've watched you. I've seen that. Is that kind of your second passion?
Yeah, probably growing up it was my first.
Okay.
But I grew up ranching. My dad run a big ranch and run about 5,000 yearlings, a couple thousand head of mama cows.
Wow.
And just grew up doctoring yearlings in the wheat field. And then won a lot growing up.
High school rodeos and stuff. He was calf ropes and he wore them all out.
But I decided I wanted to do this. Well, we didn't have no money. Mm-hmm. And I figured out the bulldogging was going to be the cheapest route for me to be able to try to make it. My dad wanted me when I was done high school, go to work on that ranch, but I had a different dream. And the only way I could do it, I thought, well, if I could get it with a set of Bulldoggers and there's 4 of us splitting the fuel and et cetera, well, then I just put all my eggs in that basket.
Wow. You a bunch of you guys travel together?
Yeah, there's usually 4 in a rig.
Yeah.
3 or 4.
I've actually got to rope with Clayton at Pendleton, Oregon before.
Okay.
My partner hurt his hand and had to draw out, and Clayton's actually one of the ones that a lot of the guys pick up. Mm-hmm. If one of their partners has to draw out, you usually get the call quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, I get to fill in quite a bit.
It's
fun. I get to head it some, I get to heel it some, and then
yeah, that's awesome.
It's pretty good.
When was the last time you tied a calf down, competitive?
Helensburgh. People seen it on TV. I ate shit. Run one off to the left over and run off the side of my horse, and he decided not to stop and kept going, and literally dang near passed me, and I rolled out there around there by the calf. It was pretty entertaining.
Junior rodeo looked like
out
there.
You ever do like the Ironman or any of that?
I've done the Ironman. Yeah, I've won second, I guess 3 times.
Wow.
I've placed along. Yep.
Yeah. You like steer tripping? Do you think maybe in the future you'll? I see a lot of these older guys that kind of get to this certain age, they start steer tripping.
I like the steer trip. I enjoy it. I've been to some of the jackpots and enter a few rodeos here and there, but I don't know. I feel like when I'm done, I'll be done. Yeah. It just, it's kind of like a vacation though. They only go like 40.
Yeah.
And they get to just go stay here a week, and they're all playing golf and just cooking out, and then they travel over here for a week.
That sounds like a pretty good.
Yeah, they're there first. Got the best balls, best place.
They get plug-ins. Everybody's got a plug-in over there.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. Shoot.
When you're hunting for a bulldogging horse, what do you look for? I mean, we got a pretty good idea what these guys look for in the team roping horse, but what do you look for in a bulldogging horse?
Man,
Because to the naked eye, it just looks like that some bitch is a fire breathing dragon that's running off, and the guy's jumping off of him on the way by.
I mean, they are, but I mean, the good ones, they're freaks, and that's what you got to find. The two horses that I've been so blessed to train and have been so successful with, and winning the horse of the year. Neither one of them was bred to do what they do, and to me, that means it was something that happened when they were babies. How their mama treated them, something in their life made them have the heart to just leave it all on the line every time. And I mean, yeah, we got bloodlines, running horses and stuff like that. The hardest thing for me is you can have a fire breathing dragon that can haul ass, but most of the time they ain't gonna sit in a corner. Mm-hmm. And the hardest thing about the bulldogging and training them is in the roping, you can rope a Holstein. You can rope trainers that are trotting. You can't bulldog no trotter. So from day one, it's 0 to 100.
They're going fast from day one.
Yeah, when they leave, when the gates open, they got to haul ass, and it's so hard to keep their minds.
And even rate, right? One step to the left, they just can't just keep running.
No,
they got to
rate.
learn
to read the cow,
get around even.
And that good sorrel that I had, that one horse year twice of the Wallaces, that Cadillac horse, man. You could be trying to ride him to the cow. He read the cow for you and seen the cow.
Might as well just put your hand down.
You just ride. I mean, he
you just get ready to jump.
I mean, you never seen him like get beat. Like a sticker step immediately left coming out of the chute, and never beat him. Like he just read it, was gone. It was like
that's
special ones are
special.
So do you kind of do like the other guys do? You have half a dozen that you're kind of training on, like, we talked a little bit about it, but that you're training on, and then have some younger guys come over and ride them, or
I do.
Or how does that work?
I did. I don't have nothing behind the dun horse right now. But I'm 40. I've had a couple, and I'll have some college kids. They're jumping dummies for me, if I call them. I mean, that are better. They ride good, and they ride good, and I trust them.
Crash test.
And I let them held that dun horse, the Benz horse I got, that Jet Jackson. I let him take him to his first rodeo. Took him to a college rodeo. I'm like, he's ready. You can take him.
There you go.
Good place to take him to.
Yeah, but now, I mean, the last few that I've started, if I don't think they're special, I usually move them fast. I ain't got time to jack with it. My boys roping. My girls ride jumping horses. And my days are full. I mean, trying to ride some rope horses and stuff. And
let's talk about the jumping horses. She rides jumping horses?
Yeah, my wife and my daughters, they both ride English horses, English jumpers.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that a big separation in the barn?
Well, she has my barn now, and I'm built a new one.
Yeah, I figured that.
But I used to talk crap about them all the time. And when we first got married or started dating, I'm like, oh, these tight pant wearing some guns, just whatever. And then she asked me to ride hers. I got in one of the little flat back saddles and jumped over the little 3-foot jumps and just riding them. I'm like, oh, okay, they bastards can ride a little bit. This ain't a little more respect.
Yeah, you watch them jumping. I mean, they just take it.
It's crazy.
Cool.
We had a gray that we sold last year for little girls, a step-up horse, and 16-3, and I was jumping over 3-foot jumps, and it felt like he was stepping over them, like it was just no big deal. I'm like, man, it's
where do you call home?
Weatherford, Texas.
By Teskey's, right?
Yeah, right by Teskey's.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that place is pretty cool.
Walmart for the horse people.
Walmart for the horse.
No, that's
Get it all
right.
there.
Exactly right. Anything.
Here's Walmart
Anything
too.
That's right.
It's like they have so many different little buildings over there. You can go in. They just trick you. It's like you're going in a new store, but you're all in the same place.
Yeah, clothes, tack,
7,000 saddles.
The knives they got.
Knives,
I love the knives.
guns, and
that place is pretty cool.
Any kind of bit you want.
Place gets in my pocketbook.
Me too. I go in there, I find a bit. I always got to get a bit when I get out of there.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, we'll take a little break here, get a drink, and come back to you. Hey, welcome back. The second half over here with Clayton. And we're just telling bulldogging stories, and kind of in the break, it was pretty interesting because most people are gonna think the same thing we did, right? When the team roping steers get big, then they can go to the bulldoggers. But you're telling us that that's not always the best idea.
No, it's not always the best idea. And yeah, we've gotten some before and make it work. Steers are getting so high,
Yeah.
but you got to think about it in the head. And when you run a rope a steer, you want to get his head. They always say control the steer's head. So you got the head bent and you turn him off. Well, now in the bulldog and you go catch his head, when you're pulling on the right horn there, then he hands his head to you. And it's just, they want to come across your legs. It's a good way to kind of get hurt.
I mean, you kind of bulldog them dead fresh inbranded cattle right out of.
Yeah. I mean, that's usually it. We get that's all in the PRCA. They have to be inbred, except in North Dakota and when we go up to Canada.
Why is that? I mean,
North Dakota don't.
Really?
North Dakota can't have
really
Mexican steers, inbred steers.
Is that
Yeah.
interesting?
So
the PRCA says they have to be inbranded.
Yep.
So like right now when the border's shut down and they can't get no cattle over here.
We're gonna be running old steers.
We're
gonna need a
steers,
hockey helmet and a mouthpiece.
right?
Yeah.
No, and then but I've had Mexican steers that we practiced on for 3 years. Like when you get a campaigner, they're just
do their deal.
Just do their deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get that sometimes. Like Brian has a bunch of roping steers, and sometimes they're just some that always are there. Like you can cut all the bad ones out, and the same one seems to be still
staying around.
Dude, I got some steers. I mean, we've had them. I mean, Caesar got some KB ones still. Probably, I don't even know.
Yeah, I do. They're actually going to have some calves. They're about 4 years old now.
So they weren't steers
Pull
then.
the calves
for
off
the
and keep
audience.
roping them.
Yeah. Well, just leave the calves at the bottom. They'll be right back.
They'll go nowhere
Calf
to go.
rope the calves, rope the cows.
He does it too.
They'll be right back. Huh. So for you guys traveling in a truck all over the country, I mean, you're not the smallest guys. That's got to be fun, number one. Number two, there's got to be some good stories, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've done some stupid stuff in our day.
Well, let's talk about that stupid stuff as much as you can.
Oh,
What's one of your best stories from the old road there?
my best stories from the road. Man, I don't know. I mean,
Because I would imagine.
You mentioned one of them good wrecks too. Like, have you ever had your teeth go through your lip? Ever?
oh yeah, got a nice little 20 stitches right here, and
I remember that one.
got caught in the mouth. And
Tell us about that run right there. One you probably never forget.
You were there?
Man, I don't know if I was there to see it, but
I won.
I seen him direct.
I actually won the rodeo, and he busted my face up and didn't remember none of the run. Like
That was a good one.
Absolutely.
So you had a concussion.
Yeah.
That's called a concussion.
I didn't have no headache, just a swole up lip.
Did you win more than your doctor bill was?
Negative.
No.
Negative. Dr. Bill's, I'm a little $30,000 pinky here. I didn't even do that roping. I didn't even got a cool story. Mashed it off with a piece of pipe.
That's awful.
Oh,
Working?
Yeah, at my house. So it was a free job.
yeah.
Yeah, it was my house. I do my own labor.
$30,000 free job at your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, I
That's usually
did it
how it
right for the finals in 17, and then I walked up there to my wife and told her, I said, "Hey, bring me a towel. I just cut my finger off." She was sitting on the floor. We just had a little boy, and she's on the phone. She gets up, brings me a white towel. There's a guy named Brandon there. They were doing some work. I said, "Hey, run me up here to the doctor's office." She's like, "All right, I'm gonna run the post office and then let me know where you're at." I said, "Okay." So I take off, and she calls me. I'm almost there. She's like, "What'd you say you did?" I said, "I cut my finger off." I said, "But it's not that big a deal." She's like, "Send me a picture." So I sent her a picture of it. The
It's
bone
a
was
big
sticking
deal.
out. And she's like, "I'm on my way." I'm like,
The same thing happened to my pinky too.
"What? I don't need you to come hold my hand. Like, if you need to go to the post office, run a few errands, I'm probably gonna be sitting in this ER for a little while." So they literally took a pair of pliers. I watched them, and they just was clipping the bone back, trying to get it. And so he did it, sewed it up. I'm like, "Oh, perfect." I went home that day, had some steers for Timmy Sparring and them at the house. And then 10 days ago, go back in there, pull stitches out, take some x-rays. There's bone fragments all in the bottom of my pinky.
Oh.
And the bone, they didn't cut enough bone off, and the bone was literally pushing on the skin.
Trying to come back through.
And so I had to go back in for surgery again. I had to go in full within surgery then. That's where I got
that second one should have been covered. Because they didn't do it right the first time.
Yeah, ER, they ain't gonna cover nothing.
That's where the doctors are practicing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're
Medicine.
practicing medicine.
Right.
What about over there in Pendleton? You know, when you hit that grass, I know you guys, like on the horses, they put spike stuff, but I mean, your horses ain't stopping. They're running by, so I guess you don't need them. But what about, like, do you ever wear
cut them on them?
Oh, you still do?
Hell yeah, they do.
That or I do fresh rim shoes, like shoe them, keep boots on them where they don't get dulled up.
But I'm asking for, like, you personally, do you wear the same old cowboy boots, or do you wear anything?
Just got boots, and then I damn sure get my ankles taped up.
But I see some guys sliding, you know, they're like a skid out there. I thought maybe with like some cleats, well, maybe that'd break your ankle too. But
no, it dang sure.
But they heel on the ground, go.
Yeah, I prefer a rubber sole boot on the grass.
I've seen you wipe them out there. I've seen you just wham, and then I've seen you have to slide some.
Oh yeah, the biggest deal about Pendleton is just you can actually run a sorry one and get by them and win because the grass is slick, and so you keep momentum.
Yeah.
And the biggest there is I always say you slide till your nuts get hot, and then but you gotta let the steer work there. It's different. You can't just put a foot in the ground and jerk it.
Yeah.
It's like you just gotta stay,
Stay.
and then when the steer starts working, then you can work, but you can't make it happen there.
How fast have you been there at Pendleton?
Oh, my fastest run there is like 4 or 5.
I see that run. He wiped one out. Like
how far?
Didn't slide very far at all. He just slammed.
When I look on TV, it looks like when the box come out, it's dirt for a little while, and then it goes to grass.
Yeah.
Is it impossible to do it right there in the dirt?
Yeah, the only place the dirt is track, and that's all in the lane.
That's just right there when they come out.
Yeah, but then it looks kind of like dirt on TV right there, where all the Kev horses are stopped, all the steers are stopping, they're turning off in the team open, and so it gets kind of tore up.
Yeah.
So it's actually, for us in the bulldogging, I always enter invalid there. So I don't give a preference because I want to go first.
Because the ground?
So what does that mean?
I want to go first because the steers don't know what's going on. So sometimes you can actually sneak up on them a little bit because they're coming down the chute, guys chase them. It's a whole different deal for them. But then you come back in the perfs. And so you come back in them afternoon perfs. First, they've been pulled off water all day. 2, the ground's going to be all tore up. Now, if you drill the barrier, it is almost like bulldogging on dirt. Yeah. It's a fast dirt, like a fast ground, but it's better.
Well, like this year, had so much rain. I mean, I think it was more than normal.
I was up the day it rained all day, and I'm telling you, there's some pucker factors.
I mean, because
I'm just saying.
I saw the rain like maybe 3 days in a row. It looked like, I mean, it rained quite a bit on Cowboy Channel, and does that come in a big factor too when it's solid?
There, it's awful.
Yeah, like I tripped steers over there, and it was pouring down rain, and I was hauling ass off to the left over there, and I was kind of going to him, and I just put my rope up.
See you later.
See you another day.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Where's your favorite rodeo at?
It probably is Pendleton.
Yeah, that's a lot of guys.
You do all the events there, right?
Yeah.
You do a letter buck room too?
Oh, I let her butt.
You let her butt.
Not as much.
Them stories,
guys that smashes your hat, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
As long as I've known Caesar, he's always told me when you go to Pendleton, he goes, always wear a straw hat. I wear a cowboy hat one day a year when I come here, but like I'm gonna be there. He's always telling me wear a straw hat. He's all serious to me. He goes, those guys are gonna they're gonna mess your hat up.
Over there. Oh, yeah, they do.
They're serious about it.
And shit, I don't think too many people are gonna do anything about it either.
I let her butt.
That place is bad for you. Well, the worst thing is you go in there and they only serve whiskey, and then you just sit there and drink, and it's hot and blah, blah, blah. Well, then Max is right across the street, and that's the next stop. And it's food, and then the bar, and then everybody stays there till 1 o'clock in the morning, and here we go. We do it again.
It's
8 o'clock in the morning slack.
Oh, yeah. Beer and orange juice first thing, and try to get recouped.
They probably do that on purpose. The Pendleton.
It's toward the end of the year, man. There's a lot of frustration being let loose.
Brawls.
I've heard about quite a few fights in that area in Pendleton.
About a couple.
It's awesome. It's like an old cowboy town. It takes you back to time almost a little bit.
Yeah.
Just real cowboy town. I love it.
I like it. I mean, and if anybody tells you they ain't a little scared when they're back in there at Pendleton, they're lying.
Promise.
I bet.
Even team ropers.
I mean, I've had a ton of success. I've won the bulldogging there. I've won the all around. I've won third in team roping. I've placed in the rounds a lot, and I've won the first round in team roping probably 3 times, and but I'm still nervous as hell.
Oh man!
One year, Cody Hintz called me. He's trying to make the finals. Asked me to finish the Northwest with him and head for him, and so I'm running around and I'm bouncing around. I didn't have a head horse, and we're at Lewiston, and I rode. I don't know even what I got on, but he wasn't very good. And Trevor Brazil was there that night, and he goes, "Hey, what are you riding at Pendleton?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "You're gonna ride mine." He had this horse he called Crazy Jack, and he was awesome from the corner till he faced, but then he kind of get a little skitsy. And
After he faced,
so you go to the back, like you just let your rope go, might step off and just lead him off. And so I go up with Cody and we blast one the first round, go like 5 flat, win the round. Well, the next morning it was raining. That was my first experience at raining at Pendleton. I got up that morning and we were supposed to rope and slack, catch a plane to Albuquerque that night, and I get up like 6, go pick up my cleaning, and it's raining, and I was like, oh, that's kind of shitty. Well, then that's when Driggers broke his leg. Brady broke his leg. They're all busting out.
That was the year I won it that year.
That was the year you won it?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I drill the barrier, and I'm coming across her on Crazy Jack in the slack, and it's raining, and I can feel him just slipping. And I kind of said, I didn't really expose myself. I kind of see it, and I split the horn and missed. My dad called me. He's like, what'd you do this morning? I said, I pussed out. He's like, you did what? And I was like, I was a little scared, and I said, I didn't do a very good job. He was like, many Yerdans you've doctored in your life?
In the rain?
In the rain.
Like Brady Tryon broke his leg 2 teams before me, and like we had to wait. Dad bring the ambulance in there, the straight leg lifting him up. Like it was really like it took a minute, and then all right, we're gonna get started with the team roping again. I'm like, like I've been sitting in the box over there, just like that's one of the ones I rode a good horse, and I just like come off the lane. I was kind of throttling him on the dirt. And about the time we hit the grass, here we go, buddy. Just, you know what to do now. I'm just going to sit up here, and when you turn in, I'm going to heal him, and I'm not going to touch your head one time. I think that's kind of where, if a guy does get in a jam, it's when they're trying to maneuver their horse and lift their horse's head up, and the horse's head gets up. If they can stay low on their front end a little bit and kind of get...
You don't want a real assy horse, or a horse that wants to get a little flat out, and then they can... kind of control.
Like when you doctor cattle on in the wheat field.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something you can go catch something on.
Yeah.
And like you're good out, you've done really good out there, but I think it's more of a cowboy setup. It's not like you're just going to go team rope and you're just going to make a run. Like, no, there's a lot of cowboy element. You're not just going to rein your horse out because he's going to fall on the head side. You're not just going to, make your
just
horse,
reading the cow.
Like we're just sliding there like you would at a regular jackpot because your horse is going to slip and fall down. You got to get a little inside. You got to, keep him at the end of the rope, heal him.
Yeah.
The deal. It's like Levi Lord did a great job this year, him and Dustin. But that's the most exciting rodeo, I think. There's always a horse going to go down. There's always something, with the relay races. You've been down there probably for the bronc ride and stuff.
Oh, everything. Right? Just sit out there in the arena and watch it all go down. And
it's a 3-hour perf dang near. You know what I mean? It's a long perf.
Oh, it's awesome. This year when it was raining, I remember I was like, I asked Casey Jones, I said, hey, what's it like when it rains here? He's like, it's better. He said, horses get a hold of the ground. I was like, all right. Still kind of a little leery about it. I walk over there and I get my ankles taped, and the rodeo's finna start. I'm like, we'll see here. Right off the bat, they always open the gate. The rodeo queens run across the dirt, jump on the grass, and take off. One girl on the grass, bust ass. Next girl on the ground, bust ass. I'm like,
them horses hold.
Oh, damn.
Hey, what about the pickup man that was chasing the bull out right there? When he went to turn that horse.
Oh, he flipped.
Fell right there, and the bull started hooking.
I seen that.
It was a wreck, man. Like this year was so exciting to watch. Like,
there's a lot of stuff going on.
Just hoping you're not the one being in the wreck.
And it sounds like we're missing out on
missing out over there. It's damn sure a good time.
I told Benny, I told Caesar, I was like, man, last time I went to the rodeo in Phoenix, and I met this guy Clayton. I was like, he's fucking badass. He's cool. Talked to me like I knew him forever and known him forever. He's like, Clayton who? I was like, I don't remember his last name, Clayton. So then I was telling Brandon about you, and we appreciate you coming on and doing this with us. Though.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
One of my favorites.
Man, good luck.
He's filled in for me several times.
Yeah,
so it's awesome.
You come up to me like, where'd I get one of these beers at? And I was like, you're right here. Shit. He's sitting there talking to me. He's looking for a beer. He had his white white undershirt on. Fucking, I was like, damn, this is a Hulk Hogan right here. I was like, get him whatever the fuck he wants.
You should see him hit a golf ball. He hits it very far. I mean, he's a beast, man. Hits it so far. You're hitting 2, and he's just barely hitting 1. You're like, gosh dang, man,
You
just
play
trying
golf when you
to
come out
catching up.
Yeah, I played yesterday. I'm gonna play in the morning. I'm playing Kojo's tournament Sunday,
Okay.
and then I'll play in the Spurs and Spikes next Friday.
Did you play in Phoenix?
No, I didn't.
No.
Well, I did play over there. I went to. Oh, we rented some clubs. Me and Dalton Massey. Dalton hits the ball good, and we went one of them little par 3 courses over there to give us something to do during the day.
Yeah, Benny wanted to play, but I don't know. I don't know about Benny.
Who knows?
He act like he wanted to play, but
I think Shad went and played, didn't he?
yeah, him and John played.
Yeah.
We went and played a course out here just north of town yesterday called like PQ or PQ or it's on the reservation there.
Oh yeah.
I bet it's nice.
What? Three
Is it
three
north of
full
town over
yes.
here? Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
very
can't even
nice.
see it from the highway. And the guy we were with the pit boss from Resort World. He took us out there to play, and that's where he's a member at. And he's like, it's right there. He said, see that house over there? He said, that's the clubhouse, and it's off over, and you can't see it. It's just desert.
Yeah.
Dude, we pull in there and wind back in there. Yeah, 3 full golf courses.
Beautiful, lush greens.
How
How
the
far?
fastest greens,
How far from here you think?
20
Yeah.
20
Oh
minutes.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that guy said he lives at South Point. It takes him 40 minutes from South
Yeah,
Point
yeah.
to get out there. So about 20 from here. But I mean, just absolutely one of the nicest ones I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna.
Clayton, I appreciate it.
You
Get
bet.
them
Thanks
Go
for
make
having
you
me.
some money this week.
Yeah.
Go make you some money this
Yeah,
week.
babies need some shoes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Maybe needs shoes. 12.5%.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All
Thank
right,
you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank y'all.